r/AskReddit, what is the worst investment a person can make, and why? Big box timeshares. Because of the huge upfront costs simply for access to properties and features, the monthly costs, and the difficulty/cost of selling them, it is always 100% less risky and cheaper over the long term to shop discount offers and pay for your vacations out of pocket, or buy vacation homes at your favorite spots that you rent out when you're not there. My coworker took out a loan of $1,000 and bought lottery tickets thinking he can make back more. He won $50. Any MLM scheme. It ain't gonna work. Investing in a friend's business venture, especially when it ruins the friendship. A boat is the answer r/Wall Street Bets would say stock options are both the best and worst investment you may ever make. Many times with their positions you'll either lose it all or quintuple your investment in a few days. Any investment that involves family or close friends, odds are it will end up destroying your relationship. There's a radio ad that says a timeshare is the worst investment you'll ever make because apparently it's the only thing you won't know how much it'll cost you. Lottery tickets. There are people that throw hundreds of dollars they can't afford into that hole hoping that it might pay off. And I guess it *might*, but practically everything else on this list is more likely to somehow make you money than that is. An older, high-maintenance house in a declining area that has little hope for gentrification. Getting in a SN with CVT. Say goodbye to your savings and get used to ride the bus. Investing in a musical. You have about a 1/200 chance of getting your money back, let alone making any profit whatsoever. Esports teams. I've been involved with the scene for the past 10 years or so. Organizations constantly appear and disappear for good reason. It's incredibly hard to actually profit as an organization, and investors are always pumping money in without seeing any returns, trying to bet on the future of esports being like professional sports leagues, which it might be, but it's been pretty slow to get there. Only the top tier teams make any money, and even a handful of them have major financial issues. Jewelry, especially mass-produced jewelry you get at the mall. It's not worth more than the scrap value of the metal and gemstones it's made of. Any used European luxury car brand, like Porsche or Mercedes. A wise man once told me there is nothing more expensive than a cheap Porsche. If you are talking about real investments, anything a person tries to sell you as low to no risk, but high returns, is probably a fraud. Risk is strongly correlated to reward. You can't have one without the other, no matter what fancy language they are using for reasons why. The lottery. It's specifically designed to take your money. Once I heard someone say, I think it's rigged. I mean, yeah. It's rigged. That gold I just gave, never getting it back duck me. And the silvers. That's some terrible life decisions, pop culture BS. Beanie Babies, Cabbage Patch Dolls, Funko Pops. In a decade no one will care about these pop culture items and they will have no value. Loaning money to friends. Just don't. Game currency / microtransactions etc. Horses. You can pay $100K for the next Olympic prospect, and then something could happen to the horse before it even reaches that level of skill. The same for a horses, the odds are lower than 1 in 10 on a horse that'll make it big. Investing time and energy in a toxic relationship. Head on over to r/Wall Street Bets and all the advice they give you on investing will likely be the worst advice possible. Banana stand, because there is always money in the banana stand, until there isn't. A new car. Cars are not investments. Buy slightly used, maintain it well, and it will last a long time. People tend to forget what an asset is versus an liability. Assets pay you back. Modcloth. Because been there, done that. Education in a field that isn't employable, doesn't interest you, or simply is on a shitty level in all the schools you can get into. If you're going to be a security guy or a supermarket employee, why study? Bonus points if you're American and your education isn't free. I'm saying this not because it is technically the worst investment. It isn't. It's just that it's a mistake made by so many, and it's a very expensive one. Children. Like and subscribe for more videos.